Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of From People Problems to Productivity. Today, I am sharing 3 quick strategies to ignite employee engagement. And they're not so much strategies, honestly, but 3 key assumptions that underlay the foundational assumptions of everything I coach really around leadership and team building and building your high performing teams. And by the way, I'm Kirsten Ross-Vogel. I've been doing this work for about 30 years. Thanks for joining in. Say hello. Love to know that you've seen this. And better yet, if you got benefit, let me know. Shoot me a comment, send me a DM. And as always, if you want to talk to me directly to see how I might be able to help, defeatthedrama.com/book call. We'll get you right to my calendar. All right. So, and I promise it'll be fun and you'll get some strategies out of it. All right. So, 3 key assumptions about people. So these aren't scientific, didn't read them, but they are things that I have seen that have played out over the more than 30 years that I've been working with teams and in human resources, et cetera. So, I feel like they're valid, and paying attention to these 3 things and trying to help people gain benefit around these 3 key assumptions will help them be more engaged. And a team of engaged employees is a higher performing team. All right. So the first is humans have an innate desire to feel like they are known, acknowledged, and appreciated. If you've coached with me, if you heard me speak before, you've heard me say these 3, by the way. So that first one, known, acknowledged, and appreciated, authentic gratitude for their work. Now, I have definitely worked with leaders who say, why do I need to thank them? I'm giving them a paycheck. If your goal is to have an engaged team, you want them there for more than a paycheck. In this labor market, you want them there for more than a paycheck. Other companies, businesses, clinics could steal them away, steal your key employees away with more money. People are up in the game. And again, and pay fairly for sure. But if you are just holding them there, handcuffing them there with the money, and really if they're stolen for the money, they might not stay there either. But really, we want an engaged team. And so we want to show our gratitude. And I said authentic. So here's what happens as leaders often. Emergencies are happening, snafus are happening, and those require our immediate attention. And without realizing it, before we know it, time has gotten away from us, and we haven't noticed the great things that some of our employees are doing. And so we've missed the opportunity to be authentically grateful. Now, showing gratitude is super simple. I'm not saying you have to don party hats and, throw a big party. Just a high five, a thank you, a quick email, a handwritten card. How often does anyone get that these days? Some people like private gratitude, shows of gratitude, and some people like public. So consider the employees, think about what is valuable to them, and show them that you appreciate them, that they're a valuable member of the team. I always encourage my clients who are struggling with this. And again, often, we just get focused on the tasks and then we forget about the people. So take that quick minute to celebrate as a team or individually. To keep this on your radar as all the emergencies and overwhelm and all the stuff that's happening is stealing your attention, shifting your focus, to make sure that you're intentionally looking for opportunities to show gratitude for your employees. Put it in your calendar, make it a task. The other stuff is prioritized in because it's coming at you, or someone is demanding your time for some reason, or you have that project that you have to finish and there are deadlines, and there might not be just shows of thanks baked into your task list. And so put it there. Think about what's reasonable per day, per week, per month. And this, what it does, our brains can only focus on a certain amount of information at once. So it's definitely taking in and focusing when things come at us and requirements are hitting us. We definitely focus there. But what this does is it'll place your focus on looking for the opportunities to say thank you, and then you'll notice them. You know what else? It also makes you feel better about things too. While you're dealing with the emergencies and the frustrations and people problems, you'll realize, wow, some people in this team are just knocking it out of the park. So you get the benefit too. All right. The second key assumption is people want to feel like they're doing a good job. They are looking, if you are not overtly and intentionally giving them positive or constructive feedback to show them where along the spectrum are they fitting, are there gaps in their behavior, their communication, their outputs, their outcomes, etc. If you're not having communication with them about that, your team is seeking out clues. So many times I've heard employees say, well, I just figure no news is good news. But see, if that's your team, they are uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. If you aren't baking feedback into new employees, they're super uncomfortable. So I hope you have some kind of structure to your onboarding process so that you are paying attention to how they're learning and then giving them feedback. Are they moving through that learning curve well? Are there some gaps? Are they a little slow? Do we need to focus on some specific areas? They want to know. Again, this is an innate human desire. Kirsten believes this is an innate human desire that drives your team members. So, a lot of employers don't have any kind of formal performance management even. So not even once a year are you sitting down. And a lot of times if you are sitting down, you're kind of slapping it together, sitting there like, oh man, I have to do this. So please elevate the importance of providing feedback. Those opportunities to sit down with your team to let them know how they're doing are key. Strategize about where they want their careers to go with the organization. What are the opportunities? Again, we're in a really tight labor market right now. Your rock stars want to know this information. Everybody wants to know, how are they doing? What's the plan? So I actually, a lot of times performance improvement plans are attached to discipline. You can, with a mindset shift by redefining the purpose, or come up with a different form that's similar, that's all about creating a future vision for employees' roles in your organization. And what are the steps that you're going to invest in with them, for them, to help them move into that new role or prepare for the next role. So again, don't just wait until there's a problem and then pop them into a performance improvement plan to move them from not performing to hitting minimum expectations. What about helping your team members really visualize where they want to go and creating the plan that way? All right. The third key, and again, if you're getting value here, I hope you're taking notes while you watch this. The beauty is this video will live on my profile. But take notes and let me know. Is anything shifting in your mind while you're listening? All right. The third key assumption to keep in mind to help ignite employee engagement is people want to feel like their lives are part of something bigger than themselves. So if they can feel a part of something bigger than themselves while they're working for you, you can help them fulfill that innate human desire. How do you do this? Well, it goes beyond having a mission vision statement that sits in a dusty binder. One, really think about, if you're the business owner and you're so passionate about the work and excited, maybe you've lost a little bit of your energy and motivation. Get back attached to your own passion and then share from that passionate place your heart about what are the awesome things that you're making happen as a team. The second key is to help each individual employee see how their role helps make that happen. So if you have someone who's even emptying garbage cans, they are playing a key role. Help them feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. So years ago, I was working at a hospital, and this is where I first, and this was, so many years ago, the early 1990s. So, but there was this housekeeper who was always in a good mood. And I thought to myself, how does she do it? Because I knew how difficult her job was. So one day I asked, how do you do it? And she said, every time I clean up a particularly bad mess, I think about that patient and how ill they must be feeling. And I know that I'm playing a part in helping them feel better. So what that did, one, elevated her mood. Two, elevated the tasks. She was more invested in doing a great job in cleaning because she was attaching it to the ultimate goal of that hospital, which was helping people feel better, helping them get well. It made her an engaged employee. Now, she was doing this on her own. So what can you do to help your team do the same? A lot of times I talk about a form of war torture, which was that they did years ago, which was having war prisoners get up and move a giant pile of dirt from one side of field to another. Every day they would get up, move the pile of dirt over here. Next day they're getting up, they're moving it back over there. Why is it torture? It's torture because of this innate human desire that we have. There was no purpose if you're just exerting all that energy for no important outcome. If you aren't helping your employees attach their tasks, even the smallest tasks, to that ultimate bigger mission, they might feel like they're moving piles of dirt, like there's no sense of purpose. So one thing I recommend is, you can either pull the team together and have everyone just brainstorm and see the important part that they play. And guess what? When you're talking about the important part they're playing, you're also showing that they're appreciated, known, acknowledged, and appreciated, right? So it's going to hit that one too. But also, the other employees understand how they need each other. So that's good. And they find that sense of purpose by just brainstorming together. Now, the other thing you can do is have each person, either with you or on their own, create what I call a mission-centered job statement. Now, this is nothing legal or formal or anything like that. It is just a couple of sentences to attach their work to that bigger mission. And then they can keep that top of mind and have that sense of purpose fulfilled by working with you. So, as a for instance, if someone is in your accounts receivable, their important role is to get funds moving into the organization so you can keep doing your important work. If you have someone answering your phones or scheduling appointments for patients, back to the healthcare analogy, they aren't just answering phones, they're creating a warm, welcoming environment to people for people to come and be healed or to come and feel better or to come and get well. Isn't that better than I sit and answer phones and schedule appointments all day? A gardener outside, they're creating that warm, welcoming environment. They're not just planting bulbs and cutting grass. So a lot of times, again, without intentionally creating this, leaders focus on frontline employees, your sales team, the people who own the relationships. And sometimes salespeople honestly feel like they're the only important people in the organization, and that's not right. So make sure everyone on the team feels valued and valuable, and make sure your individual team members also realize that they need one another. Just like a football team, it's not just the quarterback. You need all the rest of the important players on the team as well. So to a quick recap, one, they want to feel known, acknowledged, and appreciated. So be intentional about thanking your employees authentically. And remember, it'll help your mood as well. Seeking out opportunities to see where people are going above and beyond and really doing a great work and feeling loyal to the company and caring about your customers or patients. The next is they want to feel like they're doing a good job. So are you providing feedback? Are you going to them and letting them know you're doing a great job? Or there's a gap here. Here's the plan to get you to where you need to be. We are investing in you. 3, they want to feel like their lives are part of something bigger than themselves. So let them fulfill that desire, that innate need with your organization. All right, that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining again. Drop me a line. Let me know you saw this. I need that feedback too. I'm human too. So anyway, and I love talking to people. So if there's, if you're up against any kind of challenge or need a few strategies, grab a spot on my calendar, 30 minutes. Um, you know, no requirements. Just grab the spot, defeatthedrama.com/book call. Just grab the spot on my calendar. All right, make it a great day. Get out there, make your bigger, bolder impact. The world's waiting. And let's take care of those people problems. All right, bye.